What's going on, everybody? And we are live here again. I'm JohnnyKpicks, and this is Cody from Blood Money MMA Bets. We are going to go over our picks and predictions for UFC Vegas 51 and our bets as well. So hope everybody is ready for this. If you haven't already, hit the like button right now since you're here. Get it out of the way. And hey, let's get started right away. Let's touch on UFC 273. Just a couple of the fun fights that we had to witness.
Yeah.
So let's start off with the Jan Sterling fight. Watching it live, I'll admit it, I thought Jan got the first round. Clearly, it was Sterling rounds 2 and 3. Jan got 4 and 5. But the first round, it was so low volume for both sides. Sterling was just circling the ring, and to me, I'm like, what are you? He's doing. He had a couple good punches on Jan, but I mean, I know he outstruck him. I think it was 19-13. I think that was the stats. But
Jan throws more power though, and like you said, Jan was hunting him, like following him, stalking him down.
Time.
Yeah, and Aljamain was just wasting time trying to get a round done. Yeah, man, I thought Jan won. I know. And it's funny because a lot of people bet on Sterling, I guess, so they're all like Sterling won, but I guess it could have went either way. Jan should have done more. I thought Jan was going to beat him up more. He definitely won the second two. At worst, I thought a draw. You know what I mean? Maybe they gave Sterling one of them 10-8 rounds and then maybe a draw. But to give Sterling went 2 of 22 on takedowns and won 3 rounds. Like he won the 2 rounds that he got the 2 takedowns.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And then even the 4th and 5th, like Jan, I mean, you know who won that fight, you know who did the damage and stuff. Like Jan was just throwing him down at the end of the fight. Like the whole 5th round, Sterling would take them crappy shots, and then Jan would just stuff them. But yeah, man, I would have went. If they would have gave Jan that win, I would have went 5-0 and won $610. But instead, I went 4-1 and won 220. But still, it's like. That's a lot of money. I
had like 2 or 3 bets on Jan, just like on the parlays, just waiting for him to win. And then like that happened. I'm just like, bro, that just like ruined my night. I keyed in on the wrong play or the wrong fighter.
Right. You know what's crazy though? And I was thinking about it. Like, I don't think that they could have let that triple parlay hit, because everybody hit that. I bet there was, $500 million if you go down to everybody's little $50 parlay, my $250, and if that would have hit, I feel like that would have bankrupted the bookies, because everybody had that. Every single person had that.
That's a good point.
And you got Sal D'Amato and other people. And I mean, I'm sure the mafia owns Vegas bookies. I'm sure they're like, here's $600,000 and they're going to save 500 million. I mean, all the casinos were probably talking about that. Like, we can't lose this parlay because everybody bet it. So
true. Everywhere I've seen, like everyone had that 3-fighter parlay.
Everybody.
And it's fine. But I mean, I know it was close and that's fine. I'm not saying robbery by any means, but it just sucks because I just thought he won, but hey, what do you got? Yeah. And then the one though that definitely I hate using the R word. I said it in my video because robbery is like, to me, is like it's Torres was such a clear-cut victory in round 1 that I have no idea what the judges were even looking at in round 1.
There's no way that. Dude, even Torres was the one grinding her up against the cage and stuff. Torres, remember, like in the first, which it didn't work out in the second with when Dern put her in the Kimura and all that, but like the first round, Torres clearly won, and the third she clearly won. So I just don't see what I just don't. The judging's tough, dude.
Yeah, and then like the biggest thing for me though is they showed some stats on Dern during the first round, and she already threw like 70 punches and landed like 18. And that's like a under 20% difference. Okay. You good?
Yeah, I scrolled up to look at these comments, and then it went to a black screen. You know me, I'm terrible.
I'm gonna get through them, but and then Torres was countering during whenever she was coming in, like at least 5 or 6 times, like with really good right hand punches. So like, she definitely landed the harder shots. She landed the way more more cleaner shots than cleaner, and I just didn't understand that decision. I thought it was a bad one.
Terrible. Cost a lot of people.
Yeah, and then the Chimaev Burns fight was amazing, but it was too close. That
was crazy. Yeah, that was even better than the Barberina fight we got to see. That Chimaev fight, it was nuts.
Well, we learned a lot about Chimaev though, because we know he can go 3 rounds. He's a tough dude. He's human for one.
Right.
And
right.
I mean, he's just a tough guy. Like he always pushed the pace too. Like he was in front of his Burns' face the whole fight, and I like that a lot. Even though he was getting cracked a couple times, but
man. I think that's going to help him a whole bunch, because you can't come out in the UFC and just think that you're going to just dominate everybody. So now he won't be so overconfident where he came out. I mean, I was surprised when he came out and just took Burns down right away. I'm like, all right, because it's kind of Burns' wheelhouse, but you could tell Burns didn't want nothing to do with the ground with him either, because he knows if you get in a certain spot, you get so. But excellent fight, and we found out Chimaev's tough. He'll fight through adversity, but can't keep you can't keep I was reading a comment on the thing. You can't just keep underestimating people and think you're just going to run through them, because I mean, in that 3rd round, if that was 5 rounds, Chimaev would have been done, because Burns was throwing them haymakers at the end of the 3rd, and Chimaev was just, I mean, he was getting hit with some of them, just barely missing the other ones, and it looked like he was, but with 1 minute left in that 3rd, he was completely gassed. He could barely put his hands up to cover his face. So
exactly. And then like you said, like Chimaev's humbled now. He knows that he might have to put more work in the gym, take things a little bit more serious. He's not going to run through these bigger guys. Like, I mean, the next fight for me would be Colby, and Colby's not a tough or easy fight here at like one bit. He's the second best welterweight in that division. Like, there's nobody even close to number 2 other than Chimaev. So this is going to be, if that is the fight next, like, that's going to be an amazing fight, man.
Well, I'll tell you what, Chimaev better not start gassing in the 3rd in that fight, because Colby will put a beating on him in that 4th and 5th.
Or he better bank rounds 1 through 3, because Colby's going to be there 4 and 5 for sure.
Definitely. Yeah. But that'd be a good fight, man. I can't wait to see that one too.
Yep. But before we get into the picks here, like I said, hit that like button if you haven't already.
Yes, sir.
Shout outs to everybody here. What's going on, Mike? What's going on, About Better? What's going on, Saba? RDO, thanks for showing up.
RDO.
Let's see what we got. What's that? What's up, man? BCS Express is here. What's up, man?
What's up, man?
But yeah. And then what's your opinion? We'll do this one real quick. What's your opinion on the Mike Mallet right now? I think he looks good. Like, he's a good prospect. He
looks real good, man. He's good. He's good. He's well-rounded. You see he can get the submission quick. You see he's got power. Nothing not to like about him. Yeah, I think he's a good prospect for sure.
Yep. Yeah, Gall was a tough test for him for his first debut, and he passed with flying colors.
Yeah.
For me, so
definitely. Yeah, that was a good fight. I was so happy when he ended up getting that knockout, because it was back and forth a little bit at first, but I mean, because they were both just throwing leather. But yeah. Man.
All right, let's get into the first fight here. We'll go with Alatang versus Kevin Croom. I'll let you go first since you are the guest today.
Okay. Excuse me. I seen earlier too on Instagram. On your Instagram, you had a bet. On this fight, I like the dog at the dog price. I like Kevin Croom, because Kevin Croom is going to be 6 inches taller. He's going to have that, 6.5 inch reach. And Croom, to me, looked really good on short notice against Brian Kelleher, and went at a crazy pace the 1st and 2nd round, and lasted in the 3rd. And I mean, he was gassed in the 3rd, but he put on such a weird, crazy pace in the first 2. But when they were striking, he was touching Kelleher up because he was so much bigger and longer. And to me, Kelleher, I mean, would beat Alatang. You know what I mean? It would be a good fight. But I mean, Gustavo Lopez went to draw with Alatang, and I'm just not that high on Alatang. I'm not really high on Croom either, but Croom's style, he has good wrestling, offensive and defensive, like, good enough. He's not going to beat a D1 wrestler, but like you've seen with Kelleher, he was able to hold his own stuff. And I just don't know if Alatang will be able to get the takedowns. Croom might be able to get the takedowns. And when they're striking, dude, that's 6 inch height and 6.5 inch reach. And he strikes long too. Croom throws long punches and kicks. I just think all the values on him at plus 155. It's going to be a good fight. It's a little lower level fight, but I like Croom at the dog prices, because I think he's just as good everywhere as Alatang, and then he's way bigger, So I'll take Croom. I don't got no bet on it or nothing, but I like Croom by decision.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you one bit. I'm not saying these guys are really good by any means when I'm talking about this, but I like Alatang. I think he's solid. He has good wrestling. His striking is solid as well. It's not the greatest.
Right.
For me though, the biggest thing is Croom's takedown defense is awful, and Alatang can use that wrestling. I think he can take Alatang down before Croom can take down Alatang. And another thing too is this fight's going to be at bantamweight, and Croom is normally a featherweight, and he's a big dude for a featherweight.
Huge, yeah.
So, and that extra 10 pounds, I'm really worried about how he's going to look after the first round. Like, I know he usually starts slowing down as the fight goes on. He did in the Kelleher fight, but man, like to me, I think after the first round, like Croom might win that first round, maybe with just striking and stuffing a couple takedowns. But after that, I think he's going to be gassed. And I think he's going to accept being on, like, getting taken down and being on his back, because Croom is a pretty good grappler. He has pretty good submissions too, but I just don't like the fight for Croom. Like on a normal, like if this was a featherweight, maybe I would be more on the Croom side, but I think this is going to be a close fight no matter what. This is why I said in my post, like it's going to be a sweaty fight. And but I got this fight going the distance in one parlay, and I also got Alatang to win. So that's what I see. This fight can go either way though, but that's just my reasoning behind this one.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think it goes the distance. Both these guys are really tough and durable. I'm with you. Alatang does have decent wrestling. You've seen against like Dana Bakhtarow. He used it in the third round really well too. And if Croom does start gassing out and Alatang can land his takedowns, it could definitely be a long night for Croom. And especially like you said, we got to see what Croom does at his first cut down to 135. He's so big, 5'11" to weigh 135 is crazy.
Like, and he's already skinny. Like when he's 145, like there's no fat left. I don't know where he's gonna find this extra 10 pounds to get down to. You know what I mean? Right.
Yep. Yeah. It's 5'11", 135, because I'm like 5'9", 175. So I don't understand how that works. He's 2 inches taller, 40 pounds less. Like
I mean, me and you are about the same size. I mean, I don't know how I could never get down to 135. I would look like a skeleton.
Yeah.
All right, we'll move on up to the next one here. Let's see what we got. We got Sam Hughes versus Estela Nunes. So for me, I'm going with Nunes on this one. When I first did the research here, I was kind of like, I didn't know which way to pick, because, I mean, Sam Hughes isn't that great. Nunes does have good striking, but I'm like, well, if Hughes uses her wrestling, she might be able to get down Nunes, but I'm like, probably not actually. So the more and more I'm thinking about it. So I do like Nunes. Like I said, I picked her to win. I do like her more now. But she does have the better striking. I don't think this fight will get to the mat. Hughes' takedown accuracy and ability isn't that great unless she can get her opponent up against the cage and work for that takedown. But even so, she has to try like 2 or 3 times, and like she just doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, I think she has 0 takedowns in the UFC.
So for me,
a lot of attempts too.
And I think that's her only way she's going to win this fight, is if she gets this fight to the mat. And if she can't do it, there's just no way.
Yeah, she couldn't even take down Loma Lukbumi, who's, I mean, she's got a good clinch, like takedown, but she's pure Muay Thai. You should be, but she don't come from a wrestling background. Sam Hughes comes from a track and field background. Like in college, she ran track and all that stuff. So she's like real physical. She's like decent everywhere, but not really good anywhere. She's not really, it's not like she's not great anywhere. She's not really good anywhere. Her striking, but the only thing she really has is cardio. Estela Nunes, man, I really like her. I think she's going to actually be in this division, like making some noise. Because if you watch her last fight with Carnelossi, Carnelossi is too. She'll be a top 5 fighter here soon. She's a freaking pit bull, and she does not gas. And I actually bet Carnelossi in that fight, and going into the third,
I did too.
I was a little worried because Nunes was hanging in there, and I want to say she came in on a little bit short notice too or something, but she was hanging in there. She was stopping the takedowns and piecing up Carnelossi. When Carnelossi just kept coming forward, she was backing up. She's a 2-time Brazilian Muay Thai champion. Her striking's excellent. Carnelossi would kill Sam Hughes, and she was stopping Carnelossi's takedowns. She's real quick, moving off the fence. She's got a fuller camp. If you go look at her Instagram, dude, she's in good shape. Big. Yeah, man, I think she's going to piece up Sam Hughes standing up. And then I do think Sam Hughes is going to try some takedowns. But if you even watch the Carnelossi fight, man, her takedown defense looked really good. Now she started getting tired towards the third, but like I said, Carnelossi's a real, like, junkyard dog Pitbull, dude. Every one of her
Yeah.
fights, even her first fight in the UFC when she fought Angela Hill, I had a bet on Angela Hill, and Angela Hill won the first round, but Carnelossi was coming on strong at the end of the first and then was beating her up in the second, and Hill hit her with an elbow and it cut her. And that's the only reason Hill won, because other than that, I think Carnelossi was going to come back and beat Hill too. So I got Estela Nunes. I think excuse me, I don't think she finishes her because Hughes has good cardio and she's tough, but I see Estela Nunes getting a clear 30-27 victory.
Yeah.
Pure striking. She's going to have way better striking. It's not like Hughes is terrible, but she's not great. So give me a Nunes myself too.
Yep. Totally agree. Let's see what we got here. I know they're talking about the Chimaev fight.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Do you think the weight of everyone assuming Chimaev would KO Burns got Chimaev? I mean, I thought Chimaev was going to KO Burns, but I mean, he almost did in the first round. It was a jab again. Yeah. Like, he fell backwards on a jab, and I'm like, dude, that's Burns' kryptonite is jabs.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and I thought he was going to KO him too, but he just kept getting reckless. Every time he'd have Burns hurt, instead of like stepping back, using his length and reach and piecing him up, and then going for the finish like that, he would just go in, start swinging crazy. That's why he got dropped in the end of the second round and almost finished himself, because you're just in there putting your head down, just throwing wild hooks because you got a guy hurt. And Gilbert Burns recovered, blasting back. Yeah, it was that was a crazy fight, man. I thought I was going to, because I had a single bet on Chimaev because I had him in another parlay and that fell off. So, and then I had the Jan Volkanovski. So instead of fully losing money on like a big 3 parlay, I won money on Chimaev and then lost money on the parlay. So it kind of worked out better, but I was worried, man. I was real worried during that fight.
It came out to be a little bit closer than I thought it was. I knew it was going to be, I wasn't going to say like Chimaev was going to dominate, but I thought eventually he was going to get the KO, maybe like in the second round, but yeah, it was close.
Burns is a legend. Dude, Burns is a legend.
I'll give him way more props for how he fought that fight, because I didn't think he was going to look like that. I'll be honest, but I knew he was good. Don't get me wrong. But crazy.
He's savage, dude. I love that. He's a legend now. That fight made him a legend.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Especially how much littler he is than Chimaev, man. He's so much littler than Chimaev.
Yep. Okay, so the next one we got here, we'll do Trey Ogden versus Jordan Levitt. I'll let you go whenever you find it.
All right. Yeah, man. This is going to be a weird fight. I really like, because I mean, I don't like Jordan Levitt at all. Like, he's got 2 wins in the UFC. One's Matt Wyman. The other one is Matt Solis. Like, 2 dudes that aren't in the UFC no more. Shouldn't even have been. Like, Solis, Sales, Solis, however you say it, wasn't even in the UFC for like 2.5 years. He was like 230 pounds at one point. I just don't like Jordan Levitt. I feel like he's first round bust with the sub, unless he's in there with someone like Sales, who just gasses like him too. I like Trey Ogden a lot, man. He's on a little bit of short notice, but dude, he has really good striking. The dude's super tough. He has way better striking than Levitt. He has probably better wrestling in my opinion, and he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. The only bad thing is, like, he got tapped out twice by Thomas Gifford, which ain't like a good look, because Thomas Gifford was terrible in the UFC. But Thomas Gifford in the UFC fought like Mike Davis and somebody else that just pieced him up standing up, because he's a jiu-jitsu guy. But Gifford or Ogden did get caught in 2 guillotines, like the same way, shooting in with the same shot against Gifford. But that was 4 years ago, and then he got choked out about 3 years ago. But other than that, man, now he's a black belt. His striking's way better than Levitt's. His wrestling's better, and his grappling's up there with him. So it's like, I don't see, the only way you bet Levitt, I think, is on like a first round sub. And I don't even know if he's going to be able to get it to the ground in the first round, because I think Ogden's better than Claudio Puelles, and Puelles got that win. Because, like, Jordan Levitt comes out real hard in that first round, goes hard, and tries for the win. And if you don't get it, he's looked gassed. Like against Puelles, he looked gassed by the second. And then against Sales, he was slowing down. He looked more tired in his corner, actually, but then he got that like in reverse triangle or whatever. But Sales is not good, and he was gassed too. But yeah, man, I think that Trey Ogden's going to be able to stop Levitt's takedowns and piece him up on the feet. And then I know by the second round he'll be able to go down to the ground with him, get top control. Because if anybody's on top, I feel like it's going to be Ogden. So yeah, give me Trey Ogden. I think it'll be decision, but if Levitt gasses the way that I think he gasses, then Ogden might even be able to get a late finish, because he's super aggressive. If you watch him fight, what was the guy's name? JJ JJ Sum, that dude was a real good prospect too, and that was a real big fight for both of them, and he beat the shit out of him. Like standing, his striking's crisp. He was taking that dude down, and that dude was like a Red the Wrestler, and Ogden was actually taking him down. Top control, beating him up. So yeah, man, I got Trey Ogden all day.
Yeah,
I've got a bet on him. I got him at minus 130. I put like 120 to win 0.9. This is all I had left. Yeah.
Well, we're gonna be we have opposite bets here because I got Levitt here actually.
Okay.
I honestly think you're right in the striking department. I will give Ogden the striking all day because Levitt, all he really like his striking is like mainly just kicks and like low kicks, like high kicks. That's all he really does. He doesn't really throw his hands too much. But man, somehow this fight, like either Ogden's gonna get taken down or Levitt's gonna, just maybe pull guard or slip or do something. This fight's gonna get to the mat somehow. And I actually think Levitt's grappling is a little bit more slick. I think he's quicker. He can reverse a little bit better. I mean, I know some people in the someone said like Levitt didn't show his ground game too much against Sales, but man, he does have some slick grappling though, and he does do some like crazy triangles and like weird submissions that not a lot of people do. And I just think he can get Ogden in that situation, something crazy like a weird triangle or something, because the other thing, a red flag with Ogden for me is he's been submitted 3 times in his career, like, and you said it was twice by Gifford, and they all come in the first round. So like, I mean, I know he's a good grappler and he's solid, but like, man, if you're gonna get submitted like and you're a grappler, like that's not a good look. And I know this fight's gonna get to the mat at one point. So I'm taking a stab here. And it's the Monkey King. He's a weird dude. Like, he's super weird. And the thing about it is, though, like when people are super aggressive against him, like that's when he takes advantage of them. Like you need to be super patient with Levitt because he takes advantage of that aggression. Like he just like transfers it to like him, and then he'll like do this weird thing, and he'll just do something crazy, and then he'll get the submission.
Like the splits.
Yeah. And like when he did that the first fight, though, I was just like, dude, this guy he's something. He's something.
Yeah, on the Contender Series when he did it, dude, I'm like, what the I'm like, what's going on right now? That was new.
Yeah.
But with Ogden though too, like I said, he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu now, and the one of his subs was 3 years ago, and the other 2 were 4. So I feel like he's gotten a little better, and I feel like if they go to the ground and Levitt doesn't get the sub, I feel like Ogden's going to be the one on top. Yeah, so I can see getting the top control. And like I said, dude, Levitt gassed out bad against Claudio Pujelas. I mean, he came out, wrestled him hard in the first round. Pujelas just rolled around with him, got up, all that. And then by the second round, Levitt couldn't even shoot a legit takedown or nothing. And Pujelas went to the ground with him and just controlled him on the ground the next 2 rounds. So, but
yeah, it's gonna be a fun fight to watch. Actually, I'm kind of excited. Like I said, Levitt's a weird dude. You always want to see what like crazy stuff that he does. So like, he's always entertaining.
We'll know a lot more about him after this fight.
Yeah, for sure. Because I mean, his last fight, he did fight a bum, and he got the job done. So I mean, you can't fault him for that. But it took a little bit longer than people were expecting. But All right, so we'll move on up here. We got the fun fight here. The entertainer himself, Chris Barnett versus Martin Buday. But for me, I'm going with Buday. I want to root for Barnett. Don't get me wrong. He's a fun guy. I mean, he does crazy stuff. He gets the crowd going. Let's put it that way. But let's be honest here. He's going to be the smaller fighter in the heavyweight division, which is weird to say. I think by 7 inches, and Buday is a clear heavyweight. Like, there's no doubt about it. Barnett should be probably more so like a welterweight, let's be honest. But to me, like, Buday is going to have the better striking, more technical. He's going to be the stronger fighter, I think. If this fight does get to the mat, it's going to be Buday all day as well. Even if Buday can push him up against the fence and just do like the clinch game. Like, Barnett just wants to stand and bang. He doesn't want to move around too much. He wants to do those crazy kicks, but
spinning.
Yeah. So Buday's not going to let that happen. He's going to rush him, I think, and get close and use his clinch game. And I think it's going to be a KO here eventually. It might not be in the first round, but I can see it in the second probably.
Yeah, man. I'm with you all day on that. Buday, The only thing, like, the only thing that worries me in his contender series fight, he looked a little hittable against that Lorenzo Hood. But I mean, he takes him. That dude's head is huge, dude. That dude's a monster. Like you said, Buday is a legit heavyweight. Like, he's every bit of 6'4". He's 265, and I'm with what you said. As long as he cannot get spinning roundhouse kicked in the face, he's going to take over in this fight. And the biggest thing, he's got one of, like you said, one of the best clinches I've ever seen with them knees. Like, he just throws power knees. He gets the Muay Thai clinch, plum clinch, and just throws power knees, gets him up against the cage, and just knees to the face and the body. And I think that's how he's going to finish Barnett in the second round with that. I hope it's a good fight. I love Barnett, man. I do. I really love him. But like you said, he's not going to be landing the takedowns here. If they go to the ground and he's underneath Buday, it's going to be a lot like the Rothwell fight. You know what I mean? Rothwell is old and not that good, but he's just like a big giant goon, dude. And Barnett, I mean, as long as Buday can dodge in that first round and not get spinning kicked and all that, and not only that, but it might not even take to the second, because Buday throws with power too. So I mean, he could finish Barnett in the first round just as easy as Barnett could finish him. Yeah, I'm all over Buday. I got him in a parlay with Nunes, who we talked about a minute ago. I got Buday, Nunes, 1.3 units to win 1.75. And I think they're both better than their opponents everywhere. Like Hughes, I don't even know her path to victory, because she's not getting takedowns. And and Barnett, his only path to victory realistically is a KO, flash knockout. And I just don't see him getting it. Buday, man, I think this guy's could be a real prospect. When you watch all his regional stuff, man, the dude's big, huge monster. I've seen him a couple of his fights, like on the Contender Series, how he just go nuts. Was hittable, but would take that shot and then deliver a bigger shot. I watched him fight a 5-round fight. It was scheduled for 5. It didn't go that way, but he was real patient and looked a lot better. Hopefully he comes out here in that patient mode, knows not to just go crazy with Barnett and get caught with anything dumb. And I think he gets a dominant victory.
And another thing to note too is Buday's only loss came to Juan Espinino. Is that
Espino. Yeah, Juan Espino. Yeah,
and he's good. He didn't get subbed. It was by decision. So that's a win right there. And that was Buday's second fight in his career or pro career.
Right.
So I mean, this guy's good. Like, he just needs to, he's in the UFC finally, and he's going to show it off. And this is a perfect fight for him, I think. I think he's going to pretty much dominate.
Yeah. So that size and reach.
Unless it's something fluky, because Barnett can do it. We've seen it.
But I mean, and Barnett did that to Gian Vellante. And I like John Vellante too. I watched him, but that wasn't John. That wasn't John Vellante. He was like 40 pounds heavier, and he was like, he couldn't even move.
So bad.
Yeah. It's sad, because I really like Chris Barnett. I wish they would have gave him somebody other than this freaking savage, give him a couple, because this is only his 3rd fight, and he came in on short notice to fight Rothwell. So then you gave him Joe Vellante, but give him Chase Sherman or something. Give him Bandera. Let him kick his freaking head off.
Exactly. He might not even be in the UFC anymore. We'll see in a couple of days. I see RDO said he's copying that parlay. I think that's a great parlay. It's still plus money too, like About Better said. I got it at, dude. I got like I said, I got 130 to win 175, but I got him I got Buday at like minus 180. Yeah, minus 180, and Estella Nunes at minus 200. So 130 to win 175. I think it was like plus 130 something. I wish I would have put more. Yeah, I got Buday with this Sabatini, and I wish I would have put a little bit more on that too. I think I did like 1.5 units, but I probably should have done like 2.5, because I think that's like the safest parlay of the night.
Right, but this is a tough card and to bet big, and especially like, man, after that UFC 273, dude, it's like
I'm scared to do more
judges, dude. I think me and you were messaging and talking that night, and I'm like, dude, I think the only bets I'm going to bet anymore are people I think is getting the finish for sure, because you can't. I mean, the Torres fight to me was worse than the Jan, but
100%.
It's tough. It's tough. Any fight that's kind of close, and you think, even if your person won all 3 rounds, like slightly in your eyes, not even trying to rob yourself or rob somebody just because you got a bet in, you never know anymore. It's terrible, man.
Yep. No, I 100% agree.
FA said Buday is their lock this week. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Definitely one of my locks was Sabatini. Like, those are my top 2 locks.
I really do. I'll tell you, well, we'll probably be getting to it, but man, I think the biggest lock on this card is Kianzad because she beat Lena Landsberg 10 years ago when Lena Landsberg was fighting her first MMA fight, but she was already the world Muay Thai champ, and that was when she was more in her prime, and Piani beat her then. What's she going to do to her 10 years later? You know, we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
We'll get to that one. All right, so the next one we got here is Rafa Garcia and Jesse Ronson. I think it's your turn.
Yeah, this is a weird fight, man. I wanted to bet. I've switched back and forth. At first, when I first read about the fight, and before I watched like tape and stuff, I'm like, Rafa Garcia, get this. Jesse Ronson's coming back from steroid suspension and all that. But and I do think a lot of his success, even in the Dalby fight, was probably due to some steroids. But when I watched the tape, like Rafa Garcia is just like meat and potato fighter. Like he's got decent striking. He can take a punch. He can give a little punch, but he's not KOing nobody. And then his wrestling's okay, good. You can tell he's not a Division I wrestler, but he's got decent wrestling. But like Jesse Ronson, I went back and watched a bunch of his fights, and you go all the way back and watch him go to split decision. He had another run in the UFC back in the day, and he went to split decision with Francisco Trinaldo, with Kevin Lee, and one other person that was really good. So he had like a tough run then, but he was fighting other really good wrestlers, and he's got a pretty good takedown defense, and his striking's really good. And if he gets on top, he's got a really good ground and pound game. So what like I said, at first I was Rafa Garcia, then and then too, plus kind of weird too, it kind of, that had a little sway on it, was that they said it was at 170, but they're actually fighting at 155. But they said on Tapology and stuff, they have it at 170. It says 170. Yeah, that's why I'm like, dang, why is Rafa Garcia going up to 170 and all that?
That's what I was thinking, and that's why I was kind of going back and forth with this fight. I was like, man, this is kind of like, I mean, I keep going. I'll say this one during mine. Sorry.
Yeah. Somebody said, yeah, but Dirty Red said Buday should be, Buday should be more of a lock than Penny. But here's what real quick. I just want to answer that. Here's what I say. My reasoning on that is because Lena Landsberg ain't dangerous at all. She's not knocking nobody out. She's not getting a takedown and submission. Now Buday could come out here and underestimate Barnett and get his head kicked off. And then even Jakar Close, like I think he's gonna whoop Jenkins, but like Jenkins can knock people out with flying knees and all that. So there's a little danger. And if you watch TJ Laramie against Sabatini, TJ Laramie's freaking tough. He's getting this dog prices because how he looked bad against Minner, but I mean, I got Sabatini out there, but like he's tough, and he's got a little KO power in his hands, and he's got good wrestling, and so like Lena Landsberg is like the least dangerous out of all of them. That's my only reason saying that Panini is like, but yeah. What fighter? What? It's Rafa Garcia, Jesse Ronson.
Yeah, I know we've been going back and forth, but so who do you got in this one?
I switched after watching a bunch of tape, dude, to Jesse Ronson. But he's coming back off that steroid. I couldn't bet it because it's like, but yeah, Jesse Ronson's my pick. But.
Yeah, I got Garcia. Like I said, I thought this fight was going to be at 170, but now that it's 155, if that's the case, I actually like Garcia a little bit more now, because I was a little sketchy with that 170. I'm like, man, he's going to be a little bit shorter, and he's going to have to put on a little bit more weight. But now if Ronson's going to have to drop down a bit, I mean, that might play a part. Right. I mean, like you said, Garcia is nothing special. He has good striking. He has okay wrestling. Like he's a grinder, and I like what I see from him. He just doesn't have that like elite like striking or elite wrestling or elite submissions. He's gonna be in your face, and he can take a punch. He's strong. Right. But I think he can. I think he can just not cruise, but I think he can grind out a victory here. Definitely. Especially in the later rounds, I think he can get the takedowns and stuff what he needs and stay in top control, just gain some control time. And I mean, I think this fight's going the distance. I have a parlay. It's over 2.5 rounds for this one.
That's a good bet.
I'm not going to pick one or the other. I do pick Garcia to win, but I mean, for betting wise, I mean, this is going to be a close fight, but I do think this fight will go the distance. So
yeah, I like that, man. That's a good bet right there. Yeah. See, I went because I've been going back to my thing where I'm just going to do like my 5 solid bets. But the thing is I'll pick the 5 solid fighters, and I go there when I do this. It kind of sucks because I go there before the over-under lines come out, because they don't come out at the casino till Tuesday night. I'm trying to go beat the line movement on these fighters. So a lot of times in these, I won't get them. But I did see some good ones, like what we talked about, Croom and Alatang. I really like the over. Yeah, I really like the over in that.
I think that's my second leg of the parlay. So it's that fight and this fight. That's my parlay.
So 2 overs.
Yep, 2 overs. Yeah.
I like that.
And they're all.
I like that.
I think they're like both 170 minus 170. So
nice. Yeah,
I think it should have been more than that, but
right. Yeah. It's like that Darian Weeks over, man. That was such a money bet last week. The Darian Weeks over 1.5, no danger, no nothing.
Weeks is tough as they come.
Yeah. So you picked Hoffa and you got are you in the over? I like that.
I got the over with the bet. I'm picking Garcia to win. I mean, it's going to be a close fight here. Just with the intangibles and everything, I just think Garcia is going to win this. He's going to grind it out. He's not going to like dominate by any means, but
I hope he does because he's got more of a future. I think Ronson's 35 on a second run, but but like you can't even take much from the Dalby fight because he could have been on all the Mexican supplements. You know what I mean? Like all of them. So because he stopped Dalby, tried to take him down in that fight and he couldn't get him down. And that's another thing is Ronson's going to be a little bigger. He's 3 inches taller with 2.5 inches of reach, so might help a little bit.
True. All right, so next fight we got. Drakkar Close and
Dirty Red
Jenkins.
He said, "I'm not picking the fighter with 10 losses." That's usually it's usually a good move.
Yeah, once you hit the double-digit losses, you kind of want to fade. But in this fight though, I got Drakkar Close. I mean, no surprise here. He's gonna be the better fighter. He's a better striker. I don't think he's gonna go for takedowns. He's probably gonna be on the feet for the majority of the fight. He's got really good boxing. The only thing that's a little red flag for me is this is going to be his first fight in like 2 years. So it's like, I don't know if it's going to be like a little bit of ring rust in the first round. It might look a little bit closer than the line says, but I do think Close is going to win. He should win, let's be honest.
Right.
I'm looking more. I haven't done this bet yet, but I'm looking more at the decision prop for Close. He's not really a finisher. And Jenkins, I think, did he go the distance in his last fight? I think no.
He got finished with a minute 35 left by Zhu Rong last fight.
So
maybe the over 2.5.
Yeah, the over 2.5 might be a good bet here. But man, I can't touch the line now. I missed it. Like I saw it was at like maybe minus 400, and then I didn't. I'm like, well, I think that's a little too wide. But now it's like minus 550 or something. I'm not touching that one bit. So
yeah, I got him at minus 420. I know this is funny, but I got actually the 4-fight parlay in this weekend. Only because when I went there, like I don't even like barely 2-fight parlays in the but like honestly, the 4 big favorites on this card should dominate. Their opponents shouldn't
100%.
Really be in the UFC. So it's like because yeah, man. They're getting out of control. Lines. I don't know if more people's betting on UFC now or what's going on to get these lines.
I think so. I think more people are coming into this. Every state, but by the week or month, they're allowed to sports bet. And since UFC's on ESPN now, so you can watch this like every Saturday. So it's more. I think UFC is getting more popular because of that. And now people are like, I want to bet on UFC. So now they're seeing all these favorites. And I think that's why the inflated lines are so crazy.
Right. Because, I mean, these are like Shevchenko, Nunes type lines where they're fighting, somebody.
I mean, if I just going back like 3 or 4 months, like you've never seen a minus 400 on a prelim.
Right. Yeah.
Like it's a championship fight. Like you said, it's Shevchenko versus Lauren Murphy or something like that.
Right. Exactly. Yep.
Like
Nunes versus Pena.
Exactly. We saw how that happened. Jesus, that's another bad day.
Or Aljamain Sterling versus Jan.
Yeah. But yeah, I got Close here. I do like the decision prop. I'm just looking at it and I probably won't, but I might. I don't want to say yes or no, but that could be a bet, but we'll see.
Yeah, I know F, you said great point, guys. These lines are crazy this year. It's like, I mean, you can almost get priced out so quick. If you're trying to bet, if you're not betting like 2 weeks in advance or something, like you said with Drakkar Close, one day it's minus 420, the next day he's minus 530, and it's like there's no value there no more. And you're like 550. This ain't Shevchenko or John Jones.
Exactly. And then Bob Better said it good right here. Like these are Bellator lines now. Like Bellator is insane. You have to put together a 4-fighter parlay to make like a plus 120 parlay. Like I know you and me have done that like the last few times for Bellator, but I mean it's cocky as hell. And some of those fights that won, I was sweating. I'm like, damn, that's close.
Right. Yeah. Yep. I agree with that for sure. And it's hard to make money, but they're right because a lot of them times on them PFL shows or the Bellator shows, them big favorites are hitting.
Yep.
Like
90% of the time the big favorites will hit.
Who you like? I think, dude, I was looking at the lines for Bellator, and I think Corey Anderson can beat that Russian dude. And he's plus 140. He's got good striking, and he might be able to out wrestle that dude too.
Yeah, so, I was kind of looking at him too, but I didn't really dive deep. I did see that Corey Anderson was a underdog, and I was looking at them like that's kind of maybe an okay bet for an underdog at Bellator. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because before Corey Anderson got knocked out by Jan Blachowicz, like that was his fight to start to fight for a title. Like he was on like a 5-fight win streak in the UFC, dusting people, and then he got caught by Blachowicz, and he was minus 300 to him. And then after that fight, he went to Bellator, and it's like, man, I think that he could easily be a champ there because he was on his way to being. I mean, he might even be the champ now. He could probably beat Glover. I think he has a win over Glover Teixeira.
Yeah, I think so too.
So, but yeah, I just thought that was a pretty good line for that. But with Jakar Close and Brendan Jenkins, I'm with you, man. I think Jakar Close, he's gonna have every advantage everywhere. Jenkins, his only shot is he's got some flying knee knockouts. He does some spinning stuff, a lot of explosive KO stuff. So Jakar Close has got to watch himself, but Jakar Close has really good fight IQ. That's why most of his fights he wins by like pretty close decisions because he kind of just does what he has to do to win. He's got a really good this is what I like about this after watching tape. Like he's got a really good clinch up against the cage. Jakar Close does. He's got good wrestling. He's college wrestler and stuff, but he's got a really strong clinch up against the cage where he can hold people there and just beat them up with knees and stuff. And watching Brandon Jenkins fights, he can easily. Zhu Rong was doing it to him. Everybody just, you can hold him up against the cage because he's real tall and skinny. He's 6 foot, 72-inch reach, where Jakar Close is only 5'9". He's a lot thicker. So I think Jakar Close uses that fight IQ, stays away from the big shots, hopefully, and just grinds out another victory. I don't know if he'll get the finish because like Brandon Jenkins only been finished like twice in his career. That Zhu Rong one, and then he got finished a while ago.
I mean, he's that was on short notice as well.
Yeah, that was super. He fought Zhu Rong on like 1 week short notice. So yeah, man, I'm gonna have Jakar Close, but that first round and a half, I'm gonna be, watching out, hoping he don't get hit because, like I said, Brandon Jenkins real good flying knees. Just KO power with hands, legs. So. But yeah, man, I got Close. I'll take him, and I think it's gonna. I don't know if I would go close decision because I don't even know if that pays well, but I do think it goes over 2.5 rounds. Zhang Ru finished him with 1:35 left in the third, so and he did a lot more ground and pound. He didn't So and I don't know if that's what's gonna happen here. It might, but yeah, man, give me Jakar Close. I got him in that 4-fight parlay with Close and Kianzad. I don't know if we even went over them fights yet, but I got Jakar Close. Jakar Close, and I'm going to say by decision because Jenkins got a full camp.
Yeah. Well, I think the close decision prop was like plus 150, so it's actually plus money. So for me, like, I mean, I think he only has like 2 knockouts in his career, like out of his 11 wins. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not a finisher. He's a decisionator, dude, for sure.
Yeah, 1, 2. Okay, they're not even in the UFC. 3 outside the UFC. Every one of his UFC wins have been by decision.
Yeah, the only time I even really seen him have somebody hurt was when he got Beneil Dariush hurt, and then he thought he had him more hurt than he had him, and then he rushed in like Chimaev, and then got rocked himself and put out. But yeah, I really like Close here.
Yeah, I think he should win this fight, but like I said, the 2-year layoff always is a little scary. I'm just worried about how he's going to look in the first round. He might lose that first round just because of just being ring rust and stuff, but he should be able to win at least 2 rounds. He should 2 rounds. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think Jenkins is really like UFC fighter because Jakar Close ain't the top, ain't nowhere near the top of the UFC, and he's minus 600 to him. So yeah, I think Close
tells you a lot.
Yeah, but be on his P's and Q's, man. Do not get hit with some of that flying stuff, man.
Yeah, you got to be careful. But like you said, he has good fight IQ. He's a very technical boxer. I think he'll be on the lookout for that. So I'm not worried too much about him getting knocked out.
And if Zhu Rong beat this dude,
exactly, Zhu Rong's not good.
No, not at all.
But let's see what we got. All right, so next fight we got Lena Landsberg and Penny Kianzad. I know we kind of talked about this already. You can go ahead and go.
Yeah, like I said, with this fight, man, Lena Landsberg, she's 40 years old. She hasn't fought for a couple years. She was a world Muay Thai striking champion. She's got a decent clinch and striking in the clinch, but other than that, she's very low output and she's very hittable. And that was a couple years ago because, you know, she's older. And at this age, I mean, Kianzad's just going to work a clinic on her. Just move around, box her up. I don't think she'll get the finish, but I think Kianzad boxes her up. Stays off. I don't think it goes to the ground at all. Landsberg ain't going to land takedowns on her. Maybe get a little clinch, but yeah, I got Kianzad all day. Like I said, Kianzad beat her 10 years ago in Lena Landsberg's first MMA fight. And that was when Landsberg was 30 in her prime, and Piani got her there. And Piani's been Piani, whatever. She's been fighting, you know, 3 times a year for the last 4 or 5 years. Been looking good too. Was on a good run there till she ran into Pennington. But we've seen how good Pennington is. Pennington's good. So give me Kianzad by a decision in like 30-27, 30-26 type decision, to be honest.
No, same thing. She's going to be the better striker. This fight's not going to the mat. Landsberg is 40 years old. She's super low volume. Like, you name it. Like this, like you said, this is probably this could be arguable like lock of the week, like someone else said. I like Buday, Kianzad, and Sabatini. Like, those are my top 3.
Right.
Like, I should have just done one big parlay. I didn't. I mixed them up a little bit here and there, but I want one leg to win and take a little chance on another one.
Right. Well, see, and that's kind of like why I did the 4-fight parlay, because I'm like, dude, I'm just gonna, because like I said, I don't love parlays too much at all, but I was like, I'm gonna do this because instead of, like you said, I'm going to mix up a bunch of parlays, and I was going to end up having like 3 or 4 parlays with these big favorites mixed in. And I could say if 2 of them lose, then I'm going to lose 2 big parlays. But if I just put them all in one good parlay, get that out of the way, and they all win, then I'm going to win good. And if they all lose, I'm only going to lose 1.3 units. Or I think I got 1.5 to win 2.5. I got pretty good odds on that too. But I did it that way because I got some other a lot of single bets on this card, like five or six where I just picked them. But I love all the I hate to say, because we had the big 3 that everybody was in fucking love with last week. But them big 3 was fighting other savages. These guys are fighting Bellator dudes,
almost trash cans.
PFL, So,
but I got Penny in the bet too. I had her with Zaleski in a parlay, but now, you know, that fight canceled. So now it's just like one straight bet for Penny. And I'm like, well, I'll take my like lunch money bet here. And
right. But if you win and win a little,
win to win,
yeah. I had to do it with last week, but that saved me. With Kianzad, I ended up having just a straight bet on him. And then I had a straight bet on Mike Malott after Duplessis fell off. So, and both of them counted as 2 wins, and I won 1.5 units between them. I'm with you on this one. I got one with Sabatini this week where I had Munoz on it, and he fell off. So it's like 2.3 units to win 0.7, but it's 0.7, man. So it should be a free 0.7, man. It's a win. Yeah. So
can't complain too much here. All right. So the next one, we're going to go to the Devin Clark, William Knight fun fight here. This is going to be a crazy fight for me.
Who is it?
Devin Clark and William Knight.
Okay, sorry. I was reading them comments.
No, you're good. For me, this is going to be just a weird fight because it's going to be a heavyweight fight, man. Devin Clark is not a heavyweight. And we saw that William Knight can be a heavyweight. This dude is massive. Like,
thick.
And it's, thick. Like, it's not fat. Like, this dude is just beast. Right. And like, for me, I got William Knight here. I just, you know what? I tried to like Devin Clark. I really did. But his last couple fights, man, I know he's fought some pretty decent guys though, and he lost, but man, I just can't, like, William Knight, I think he can come in here and pretty much just like, I think he can, like, I don't want to say manhandle him, but pretty much I think he's going to be the bigger fighter. If he wants to use his wrestling, I think he can take down Devin Clark, because Devin Clark doesn't have good takedown defense, even though he is the better wrestler, if you want to say. And Knight has the power advantage by far. And Clark does like to get hurt a lot in his fights. Like, he won't get knocked out or anything, but he gets stunned, and then he's just like gun shy. And then his dad's in his corner just yelling at him all fight.
going bananas.
I know. You might not. You might be able to hear it actually because he'll be in the apex, so he might be there. Who knows? But yeah, this is gonna be a weird fight. I'm not betting this one bit. I got Knight by knockout, maybe in the second round. I think his power is gonna touch him up one time or something. Maybe ground and pound too. Who knows?
He could. I'm not betting this at all either. But I got Devin Clark. He's got excuse me. Good wrestling, like decent good wrestling, college wrestling, but he's got a really good clinch up against the cage, and freaking William Knight just accepts like Alonzo Menafield probably like 8 minutes of clinch up against the cage on him.
Well, apparently for the judges though, that's okay.
Yeah.
I had my Menafield bet, and I'm just like,
me too.
This is insane.
That was, but
I was so mad about that.
Yeah, William Knight is just. They're both super low output. This is going to be a boring fight. Like I think people think that this is going to be fire, but I think this is going to be a boring ass fight. The only way, I mean, I see Knight could get the knockout. He's got to hit him with that check left hook. He's got that crazy left check hook that he hurt Menafield with. He put Sharon out with, but he's just so freaking low output. And I really do. I think that Devin Clark's going to be able to grind him up against the cage. They're going to have some wild exchanges where they're both hitting each other. And they're, like you said, neither one of them, they're both 205ers, like masquerading as heavyweights. But Knight's wrestling is pretty terrible. You know what I mean? Like what I said. Well, I mean, but I'm not saying that
he won't be able to control him, but I think he can be able to take him down and maybe
get some
ground and pound, and then get back up and then do it again, and you know what I mean, something like that.
Right. And yeah, I really do. I think it's going to be a clinch up against the cage, like the Menafield thing. You're going to have a couple moments of the wildness, but both these dudes are big dudes, and they both don't mind being like Devin Clark against Alonzo Menafield. That's what he did. He clinched him up against the cage, he landed a couple takedowns, I believe. I don't know if he did or not, but I know if he did, Menafield got right back up. But and Devin Clark's got real good cardio. So you got William Knight with suspect wrestling defense, suspect cardio, in my opinion. And he doesn't do much, man. He really doesn't. He's one of the most low output guys. Now, if he gets on top of you, he can do huge damage. But
yeah,
I'm not betting this, but I'm going to take Devin Clark by decision just because, say they got the same level of striking, because neither one of them is great at striking, but they're not bad. They both got power. Devin Clark's got the better wrestling, and clinch up against the cage. Like if they're going to be clinched up against cage, because big dudes like this like to do that because they don't want to be out there throwing hammers either. Like one of them's like going to be like, fuck this, we're going to get knocked out, so I'm just going to clinch him. So I'm definitely give me Devin Clark by decision, but no confidence there. But I do think it goes the distance, because Devin Clark, I know he got choked out by Ryan Spann. He got choked out by Anthony Smith, but I'm trying to think. I know it was Kutalaba. He went tough with.
Was hurt, like bad though.
But he's that's what I'm saying. He's tough, so I don't think he gets finished by Knight. But yeah,
I think Knight has a little. If Knight lands cleanly, mind you.
If there's a finish, it's going to be Knight though.
Yeah. And like I said, like Knight doesn't have the best technical striking by any means, but if he lands that power shot, this dude's like 250 of all muscle. He's gonna knock you out.
Dirty Red said the more boring, the better for Clark, which is right. But he said I was originally thinking might explode for the KO. Then I realized he hardly ever explodes. That's when
yeah, like he might explode when he gets a takedown or something in ground and pound, but he'll try to throw that like one haymaker and then hope to land it. And then if he does, like, he's going to win because he's got the power. That's it.
Right. But both these dudes can get scared. And I don't know what's the over-under line on this. Do you know?
I can look. Honestly, I didn't look at all on any bets for this fight because it's so weird to me. Like, I just think, like I said, I just think Knight's going to be the bigger fighter. Like, I know they're both not heavyweights by any means, but I don't think, like, Clark's going to come in weighing like what, maybe like 220, 225 tops.
Yeah. What was Knight against Grisham?
I think he was like 213 or something like that.
Dude, he looked like he was
a monster. But
I think he was like 230. Wasn't he like 230 against Grisham?
No. Maybe like fight day, but like I think he cut down to like 213. He missed it by like 8
Oh yeah, because they tried to make it and then they just made it like a heavyweight.
Yeah. So but he looked huge during fight day though. So think about that. Like he doesn't have to cut, and he's gonna have a little bit better gas tank this fight, at least in the early rounds. Let's put it that way.
Okay, he's 218. Maybe I wonder what he's going to be for this, because that dude, if he's like 230, man, Knight would just be so huge. And I'm sure
and I don't see Devin Clark being more than 220, 225, like, because he's a 205er. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, what's he?
I agree with Bout Better. Knight does have some dog value there because it's going to be, but the only thing is if he starts getting taken down and held down, because Devin Clark's a big dude too, there's going to be no value there. And I don't know. It's going to be a weird fight. I mean, if you got a bet on either side, yeah, if you got a bet on either side, you're going to be sweating that every minute. Because like with Menafield, like Menafield had Knight dead to rights the first round, you know, was whooping him, had takedown control time, then gets dropped with 10 seconds left, loses that round. And but I thought he had the one, but Knight can just Dirty Reg said, can explode. He don't do it much, but when he does, dude, and you got to bet with the other guy, your butt cheeks gonna clench up a little bit.
This fight's at heavyweight, so it's just a weird fight, man. Like I said, I don't know. The over is at 2.5, and the over is -160. So people are thinking, or at least the bookies are saying over.
Dang, they're really
I mean, I could see it, but I mean, you have that. I don't think Clark's going to get the finish. It's going to be Knight for sure, if anyone.
Right. All right.
But like I said, too much of a weird fight for me. I'm not going to touch this fight.
Yeah, there's too many unknowns in that fight.
All right, so we got the I got a fly around here. Sorry, guys. So we got the main card opener of Munir Lazez and Angelusa.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say I did not do any research for this fight. I'll admit it. I've been busy. I know it just kind of happened maybe yesterday or something. I'm gonna go with Nunes or Lazez. I'm sorry. Right now, the short notice fight. I mean, that's obviously a big red flag. I think he's gonna have the better striking. If I'm thinking of the right person, I think he's gonna have the better striking. And I just think that short notice fighters like this, like it's hard to back. I tried a couple times, it didn't work out.
Right.
And I just think it's like I said, I didn't do a lot of research. So don't take any of this with a grain of salt. Or just take it with a grain of salt. Don't take it with a grain of salt. Sorry, guys. Don't listen to me. I'm gonna go with Lazez until I do a little more research when I have time.
Right. Yeah, man, I'm with you. I didn't do no research. I know the Angela Luce guy watched him fight Jack Della Maddalena on the Contender Series, and he looked good because Maddalena is a beast. I think Munir Lazez. I think this fight's gonna look a lot like his fight with Rahman or Al Hassan that he had, where it's going to be crazy in that first round. But the other dude just fought 3 weeks ago. He's good. He got a win over John Howard, which, you know, that's good. John Howard's an old fighter. But so he's going to be in shape. You know what I mean? He just fought 3 weeks ago. But yeah, man, Munir Lazez, dude, is actually really good. Like he looked – I had money on him too on that Worley. I know everybody when he fought Worley Alves and got beat, but that fight was going the way it was supposed to go, and he was going to win. Worley Alves took him down because Worley Alves gas is out. He took him down twice real quick, held him down. Munir Lazez got up, and then he was going to start taking over like he did towards the end of the first and the second and get the win because Worley Alves always quits. Man, he hit him with them body kicks. But other than that, dude, Munir Lazez is actually really good. Like I was thinking about, like I picked Elizes Dosekis or whatever to beat. Yeah, dude. Zaleski.
I picked him too.
I took him by decision, but man, that was going to be mostly a striking match because Lazez was able to take down Al Hassan. Lazez has pretty good wrestling. Like he's really well rounded. Like I think he's going to be really good. That Worley Alves thing was just like a fluke. Like he just got hit right in the right spot of the liver. I think he's going to. I don't know if he'll finish this dude because this other dude's really tough. You've seen his battle with Jack Maddalena on the Contender Series. That was a crazy fight. So, yeah, Al Razak, man, I don't know why. But, and yeah, he showed a chin. He showed heart. He was even getting hit to the body against Razak, dude. If you go watch that, he was taking, because at first he got rocked and right away he just like shelled up and, dude, he was teeing off everywhere. He took body shots, head shots. Dude's tough. I'm going to take him. I'll take him by decision because the other dude's tough too. Yeah. But yeah, what's the line on that? Does anybody know?
I'll look. I don't even know if it's out on our DraftKings or anything like that.
I swear on this other.
I don't see it.
I swear on this other Discord, somebody put up that one of them was -200. So, but yeah, I'll pick
probably Lazez. It has to be, right?
Yeah, I would pick him and but by decision, but no bet on it.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't touch this one either. All right. What we got next? Pat Sabatini versus TJ Laramie. want to start that one?
Yeah. Yeah. This is going to be a good fight, man. I had watched a little bit of tape on Laramie, like when he fought. Dude, what's the dude he got? Derek Minner, and he got the fight. He got choked out in like the first 35 seconds. He was a huge favorite because Minner always gasses out. But I watched some tape on him then. I watched more now. I went back, watched him fight Charles Jourdain. He's got a win over Charles Jourdain, and a couple other people. But he just wrestled Jourdain down and held him down all 5 rounds because Jourdain's wrestling is terrible. Here's something I want to say now, dude. I don't know if anybody's going to agree or not, but this is like a tip, like the Piero Rodriguez thing. I already bet the shit out of Lando Venata versus Charles Jourdain, and he's an underdog right now, and he should be minus 150 because he's got wrestling. Charles Jourdain has terrible wrestling, even worse get up game. If you watch that Kudalow fight with him, anybody, Laramie and Lando is going to be a little bigger than him and have just as good, if not better, striking. Jourdain's not that good, but yeah. But
real quick though, since you talked about it, like for me, though, I'm scared about that fight because I kind of looked at that fight as well. Because if it's going to be on the feet and they're gonna have a war, and like you don't know who's going to come out in the end on that one. But I do like what you said though, because he does have better wrestling than Jourdain.
Way better, so. and the thing that I mean. If you go watch Charles Jourdain versus Laramie, and even like I said, the Kudalow, like he can be taken down, and then he doesn't even like have a get up game. Like he'll lay there, try his stuff. But Lando Venata has only been finished one time in his whole career, and that was by Tony Ferguson on short notice. And he got Darce choked, I believe, in like the 3rd, and that was like a crazy war. But yeah, man, yeah, I like that. What Lane's saying, the 1.5 over that. But yeah, man, I just seen that. I got him at plus 125. I'm like, there's no way. He should be the favorite over Jourdain. Like, who's Jourdain ever beat to be the favorite over Lando Venata?
That's true.
Like, ever. Like, he's got like 2 draws in the UFC or something. Like, he beat the Korean what's it, Dongyu Choi or whatever. But
Sun or Choi. I forgot what his
first name is. Korean Superboy or something like that. But yeah, on this Laramie Sabatini fight, man, Laramie's going to have probably the little better striking standing up. He's going to be smaller though. The Sabatini's got the 2 inches of height and he's got 4 inches of reach. He's like, the only thing that worries about me about this fight, but Sabatini's so good at wrestling, is that Laramie's got pretty good wrestling himself. Like, he comes from a wrestling background, but dude, after I had Tucker Lutz last time against Sabatini, I wasn't a full believer yet, and I'm a full believer now, dude. Because I thought there ain't no way he's going to keep doing this to Tucker Lutz, taking him down, grappling. His wrestling against the cage is just as good as the wrestling on the ground, and his single legs, all that. And I'm like, he's for sure. There's no way you can keep up this pace for 3 rounds. He kept up that pace. So like, after you show me he's got that pace and the skill, he's gonna have to be fighting another super good wrestler with crazy stand up in order for me to pick against Sabatini at this point. So but Laramie, like I said, he's a really well-rounded fighter, and he's really good actually. He's been fighting. He's a young dude, but he's been fighting since he was like 17. So give me Sabatini, man, by just cooking him, dude. I don't know if he'll get the finish because I mean, Laramie, you've seen him getting choked out by Minner, but that was more of like a fluke. He just got his head right into the guillotine, man. I mean, like, he went through, it was just, but that's what Minner does. But I don't know if Sabatini will finish him, but I got Sabatini by win. He's going to win. Throw him in your parlay if you still get the good price and all that. But that first round is going to be a tough fight. Like, it's like, hopefully Sabatini can land them takedowns as easy as he did on Tucker or Lutz and them, because TJ Laramie has pretty good boxing and stand up, man. So
no, I'm on the Sabatini train too. I actually had a bet like you with who did he fight last? Shoot, I just forgot his name. Tucker Lutz. I had Lutz. I had Lutz as well. And even before that, I picked Emmers. And the reason why I picked Emmers was, I'm like, man, his striking, he can knock this guy out. Like, he just needs, and he almost did. And then the dumbass had to follow him down. And that lost. So I'm a believer, like you said. Like, it took me 2 wrong bets to believe. And like, Sabatini
takes sometimes
good. Yeah. And like you said, he has good wrestling. But the thing about it is, with Laramie, though, is I think Sabatini has the better grappling. He has the better submissions, obviously. So if this fight does get to the mat one way or another, I mean, Sabatini is going to be dangerous down there. So If I was TJ Laramie, I would keep this fight standing. And Sabatini actually does have okay striking. It's getting better as I see him as the fight's going. He has good leg kicks too, and they're quick.
He was like been in like karate, taekwondo since he was a kid too. So he's got that karate stance.
And then don't get me wrong, like he wants to get this fight to the mat. He doesn't want to stay striking. He can hold his own on the feet.
Yep.
So I got Sabatini here. I think he's gonna get the submission. Don't know what round, but I think he's gonna be able to get it eventually. Maybe later in the fight, probably second or third round. Because he just, you said, he grinds on you. Like the Tucker Lutz fight was like eye opening. I'm like, man, this guy. He just he did not stop with the pressure. He worked him against the cage. He got the takedowns, and I'm like, dude, if this guy can do this in every fight, like he's gonna be tough to beat.
Yeah, he's a college wrestler, but his MMA grappling's freaking amazing, and his control and all that. Like I said, his work up against the cage. I went and rewatched that Tucker Lutz fight, and I'm like, man, like he does everything right. He does everything right on getting that takedown. He's either got your back pinned against cage, basically using the cage as the mat. And then when he can't, when he's done with that, he's taking you down with that single leg. He's got a sick single leg. So yeah, man.
He's got really good takedown defense.
Sabatini's the man.
Yeah. See what we got. Good call, Johnny. I like the sub too. Yeah, I mean, I can see a decision win too. Because like we said, Laramie's tough. Like, I mean, he got submitted his last fight, but Minner's has a pretty good guillotine. So
he's the toughest opponent out of these big favorites. I think he's the toughest opponent that one of the big favorites
I can see that for sure. Because like we said, Landsberg is nothing. Barnett's Barnett. We're getting coming up with one, and Jenkins. Yeah, Jenkins probably shouldn't be in the UFC.
Right.
I was looking at this bet that GG's Supreme said, fight doesn't go the distance, it's a great odds. I think it's still plus money.
Yeah.
I mean, even if let's say Laramie gets lucky and gets like a knockout or something on the feet, like, I mean, that can happen. You don't know. I mean, look at the Emmers fight. Sabatini should have lost that fight, but bad fight IQ.
Yeah, and good fight offense, man. Yeah. Good fight IQ, I guess, for Sabatini.
And that's another thing we didn't even say. Like, he has really good fight IQ.
Yeah, the dude's good, man. He's a true mixed martial artist. He's been doing wrestling and the karate stuff since he was a kid. So I'm gonna go with him too. I'm with you.
I like it. All right, so next fight we got, we're gonna do Mayra Bueno Silva versus Yadan Wu.
Let's see.
Did I go first or do you go first? I think I might have. Or you? I'll do it. I got Bueno Silva here. I think this is one of the no-brainers of the night. She's going to have the way better striking. I think she's going to have the better grappling as well. But Bueno Silva doesn't like to go for takedowns, though. That's the thing. So if it's going to be grappling, like Wu's going to have to take her down, and that's still going to be dangerous because Bueno Silva has a wicked armbar, and like it's probably one of the better armbars in like all of MMA. She has like 2 or 3 wins by armbar like that.
Yeah, I know she got I think it's Jillian Roberts or somebody.
Yeah,
Jillian Robertson or somebody
Jillian
quick
Roberts
like that.
Yeah, and another one she had. Who was it? Mara Barella.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But she should win this fight. I mean, I don't see a lot of good in Wu. I mean, she's kind of just like a warm body in there, you know what I mean? Not to be mean. I don't know what, like, she's not really, like, she's okay in everything. Like, she's not that good of a striker. She's not that good of a wrestler. She can take you down, but what's she going to do down there? She can't submit you.
She'll get reversed. She gets reversed when she gets taken. Jocelyn Edwards was just reversing.
Yeah, and that's right there. Like, Jocelyn Edwards is a striker. She's not a wrestler. She doesn't know how to do anything on the ground. And I like Jocelyn Edwards, actually. If she can learn some freaking takedown defense, I think she'd be solid.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's saying that enough right there. So I got Bueno Silva here. I got her in a parlay. Actually, I think in one of the books, I want to say it's Caesars. And this is a risk, but if you do Bueno Silva by decision, I think it's like plus 150 or 170. It's something crazy.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. Because
the only thing I can think of, the only thing I could think that would happen would be an armbar. That's it. Yeah, and
man, I'm with you with Mario Bueno Silva, dude. She's good. She's well rounded. Great clinch with knees, dude. Super mean with knees. Yadan Wu, she does a lot of moving around, her herky jerky striking and all that. But she's not, like you said, she's not really good anywhere. Like she will throw some takedowns. She landed a couple takedowns, decent, like, decent timing and stuff, on Jocelyn Edwards. But like you said, Edwards has no takedown defense. And then when they got to the ground, Edwards were just muscular and Turner. And if she takes more, and Mayra Bueno Silva has really good takedown defense. You watch her fight Montana De La Rosa, you know what I mean? And she was stopping all of them. She kept, in the first round, she kept grabbing the fence. That's why it was a draw. She lost the point. But yeah, man. Other than that, she's got really good takedown defense, really good clinch, really good power. She has good jujitsu. And she can get super mean too. She's got really good leg kicks. She was tearing up Manon Farrow's leg in that fight. I had Farrow a big bet on her, and I was getting worried after that second round because she was beating up Farrow's leg. But luckily, Manon's a fucking beast. She's a beast. Yeah, so she just took it. But yeah, man, I see Bueno Silva landing the way harder shots. She's not going for takedowns herself, but she will get the clinch and land some hard knees. She gets taken down. That would be a mistake by Wu, because what I've seen from Wu is she does not have great jiu-jitsu. She can land a takedown, but like I said, she's getting reversed, overpowered. So give me more. Yeah, and she and Bueno Silva likes to press forward. Now, Wu's going to be landing some more punches. So maybe if you play DraftKings, play Wu on that, because she lands a lot of pitter-pat punches and stuff. But Moira Bueno Silva is going to be landing the harder shots. She's super mean. She's going to be landing hard leg kicks. She's going to be landing hard knees and punches. So give me Moira Bueno Silva, and probably by decision, unless like if Wu takes her down, then she may get a submission on Wu, but. Other than that, I'm going to take Bueno Silva by decision, but it'll look kind of close because Bueno Silva is hittable, so she's going to be getting hit a little bit. She'll land the harder shots. So
and another thing about Bueno Silva that you brought it up, like she is a little low volume, and if she can just up it up like one level higher, she should be able to win this fight like no problem. But, like I think she only like averages like a little over 3 strikes per minute, and I'm just like, you got to be a little bit better than that if you want to win. You want to win a little bit more, but I'm looking at the odds here real quick. So DraftKings has Bueno Silva by decision at -110. Now Caesars, the one that we use, has Bueno Silva to win by decision at +170.
Dang, like, that big of a difference?
I know, and like for me, I'm just like, there's like, why is there a big discrepancy? Like, are they missing the line here or what? Like, I almost want to jump on it real quick. And I know it's just
at the +170.
Yeah. So that's another bet I'm looking at. I haven't pulled the trigger on it, but I want to pull the trigger real quick, because who knows if they're going to drop it back down to like, +100 or something close to DraftKings. Because DraftKings is one of the bigger ones, and people like to follow DraftKings,
Right. Yeah. I only ever I check mybookie.ag for my lines most of the time. And then some sportsbook. I'll go back to sportsbook back and forth because most time it won't matter. I got to go to the casino and I can never know what their lines are before that. So, but, hey, I need 1 second, Johnny.
All right. No problem. Let's see what we got. Next fight will be the Andre Fiola and Miguel Baeza fight. So that's coming up here. But yeah, if anyone's looking for that bet, like I said, it's at Caesars Sportsbook. I don't know if anyone can get that. It's but DraftKings is at -110, so I'm wondering why it's such a big difference. I'll go with the chat here. So if you want to chat up something, want to ask a question, I'll answer. Let's go. What's up, Nick? Thanks for coming out. Let's see. Supreme said over 1.5 rounds was -400 and Silva was -450 money line. I mean, yeah, I mean the over 1.5, I would take that all day. But still, there's not a lot of value there, and the -400 and up it's tough to take. You're leaving the favorites out of the parlays. Yeah, I could see that. Yep, you have to. No, you're good. You have to like. Put 3 or 4 of them in there to get a little bit of plus money. There's no point. Dirty Reg uses Sportsbook as well. I don't think I have that in where I live. Sportsbook. I heard of it before, but it's not in like Indiana yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I've used them. Like putting Bitcoin on there back in the day when I used to bet online, but like I said, I learned my lesson. I bet too much, dude. Yeah. I'll be, yeah. And then like my neighbor, he come over and watch the last fights with me. And then sometimes they'll just kind of be chasing bets if you can bet live. So like, the one fight, he's like, all right, well, I lost this. Because I hadn't bet on Tisha Torres. You know, it all made me look like I didn't know what I was talking about.
No, dude, it's so bad. It's so bad. That was that ruined my night almost. And I'm like, well, good thing there's Chimaev Burns here.
Because, Nick, yeah.
But Nick, what do you say?
Oh yeah, he said I don't trust these bookies after that Jan. I don't think there was any way that the big three was gonna win. Like I don't know. I mean,
hindsight, yeah, for sure. Everybody had that big three parlay. Like everyone that I watched the videos on, they're like, I already have a parlay on this. You know, it's like, I'm like, yeah, that's the right parlay because I mean, it's a no-brainer parlay,
right?
And you know what sucks is the parlay that I got for Buday and Sabatini. There's already 4 or 5 people that have it on that, and I'm like, great, here we go again.
Right. So, but hopefully hopefully Sabatini don't leave it to the judges.
True.
Just gets that sub, man. You're gonna get the little ankle lock or whatever he needs to get. Toe hold. I don't care.
Yeah. Real quick though, my parlay my lock of the week is either Sabatini, Buday, or Kianzad. Like any one of those 3, those are locks. Silva, you could throw that in there too. Like they should all be locks.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
All right. So let's go up to the next one here. We got Andre Fialo and Miguel Baeza.
Oh, this is gonna be a good one, man.
I think it's gonna be a good fight. Do you want to start it off, or I don't remember who?
Both these dudes are gonna be good strikers. This is gonna be I don't know why I can't find it. 1 second. Oh, right here. Both these dudes are really good strikers. Fialo, he usually just uses his hands. He's a really good boxer, where Baeza has really good boxing, really good leg kicks, power leg kicks, good kicks to the head. It's got a tornado warning thing on my phone.
Yeah, we got some crazy weather in the Midwest here.
Yeah, dude, it's getting out of control. But Fialo's coming in on short notice again, like he did against Pereira. The dude already has gas tank issues. If you watch most of his fights before, like he'll start. He goes hard though. He puts a lot of pressure on people in the first round. He goes hard and usually starts to slow down a big time. Miguel Baeza don't, man. That dude, he's tough. You've seen the 3-round war with Ponzinibbio. You've seen the last war with Chaos Williams, which I had a bet on Chaos Williams, and luckily he got that knockout because he was about to be getting finished by leg kicks shortly after that, and he probably was losing up until that. So Miguel Baeza has the better wrestling. I mean, it's not like he has great wrestling, but he's got decent wrestling, and he's got really good jiu-jitsu, really active jiu-jitsu. He's the way more well-rounded fighter. Fialo basically has boxing and a knockout, but he's good at that. That's what he is really good at that. And you've seen, I was worried the last fight I had Michelle Pajeras or whatever against him, and that was a close fight, man.
Yeah,
so
it was.
But in this fight, I'm gonna take Baeza, tear up that lead leg, because boxers gonna be heavy on the lead leg and stuff, and I take him to beat up that lead leg. If it does go to the ground, Fialo is really good on top with ground and pound, but you're not going to be able to do that because Baeza is going to be going for your legs and going for everything. He's real active. He's a black belt too. So I'm going to take Baeza. I'm going to take him by decision because Fialo did look really tough. But man, if it's going to finish, there could be a finish because Baeza's can finish anywhere in the fight standing on the ground, and Fialo's can finish. And you see Baeza has been knocked out. You see him been knocked out the one time, and that was just a giant shot by Chaos. He was taking giant shots from Ponzinibbio. It was good. So yeah, man, give me Baeza. I'll take him by decision.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, same with me. I got Baeza here. I think, like you said, I think he's the more well-rounded fighter here. If this fight does go to the mat, like it's Baeza all day, wrestling, grappling, submissions, you name it. On the feet, it's more of a kickboxer versus boxer.
I mean, no, my girl just opened the door. She's like, "There's a tornado out here." What does this say? She said the alarms are sounding.
Oh man. Well, if you have to go, like, I'll know.
Yeah, the real star's coming off now. We're good for right now, bro.
Okay. But yeah, with Baeza though,
be good for the live feed.
Yeah, we'll get some subs that way. By the way, if you haven't hit the like button, go ahead and hit that like button right now.
Smash it. Subscribe to both our channels.
Exactly. Come on. We're having tornadoes up in here, so come on. But I like Baeza. I think the key to this fight though is the leg kicks, like you said. If he can do the same thing he did to Chaos Williams, and Chaos Williams and Fialo are kind of the same fighter. They have the same tendencies. They're more of a boxer. They don't throw a lot of kicks.
Good point.
They don't go for grappling. They're not wrestlers. They just want to knock you out with their hands. But if he can do the same thing, and that's the one red flag for me though with Baeza is his chin. I don't know if that might have rattled something loose with Chaos, because Chaos has a punch, like he's strong.
Yeah, dude.
So I like Baeza here. I got him in a parlay with someone. Oh, I think it was with Alatang. I think I want to say that. I could be wrong. I have him in no, it's Luque. I'm sorry, it's coming up. Okay. But I just said who I like. But yeah, I think Baeza should win this one. It's a good bounce back fight for him. It's gonna be a good fight though. I'm not saying Fialo is a trash can, but I think he should win this fight. I think he's just a better fighter.
Right. More well-rounded. Plus Fialo's coming in on short notice again, and they're not doing no fight. Yeah, that's what it said.
Who is Baeza supposed to fight? Do you know offhand?
Let
me look.
I thought that's what it said.
No, I remember he was short notice in his last fight with
Paharis,
yeah.
Michelle, yeah.
Oh, he was supposed to fight Lima. You're right.
Douglas Lee, yeah. So Fialo's replacing
Diego Lima. Yeah.
Diego Lima,
another short notice fight. I mean, Fialo did start slowing down after the first round in that short notice fight.
He does in all his fights. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, that makes me even like this bet even more. So Baeza all day.
Yep. And Baeza's so tough, dude. He's really good. He's gonna put it together.
He just got caught by Chaos Williams, and he has a freaking he'll send anybody to the Shadow Realms.
Chaos Williams is gonna Chaos Williams, man. That's for damn sure.
All right, we'll move on up here since we got a little bit of time here. This is gonna be a really good fight. I'm actually really excited for. I know it's a newcomer fight. Caio Baralo versus Omar Gadziev.
Man,
I'll start this off. I kept going back and forth with this one in the beginning 100%. When I was doing my research, because I like both guys. They both have really good skill sets, and but the more and more I thought about it, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go with Baralo to win this one, and I like him as the underdog as a bet too. And this is gonna be a close fight. Don't get me wrong, but the thing about Caio is he's going to have an 8-inch reach advantage. And I do think his striking is the better of the two. So if he can keep this fight on the feet, I think it's going to be Baralo all day. But I know Gadzi is more of a wrestler. He has a Dagestani wrestling. But man, he has the shortest arms in the world.
I thought that was a misprint. Is that even real? That's real. Because I'm like, how the
7 inches or something
Yeah, I'm like,
6'1", 67 inches. I'm like,
that has to be a misprint. There ain't no way that dude's iron. Them are girl stats. Nunes is pushing probably 69.
I know. It's crazy. I mean, if that's true,
no pun intended.
But if that's true, though, I'm like, as a middleweight, I like Baralo here. I think, and he has good grappling as well. Mm-hmm. And he does have pretty good takedown defense. He does get taken down, but he works his way to get back up. He doesn't accept it. So I think it's going to be a good fight. Don't get me wrong. And I don't blame anybody for picking Gadzi because I can see it go that way either. But I think Baralo has a little bit more chances to win it. He's a little bit more well-rounded. But I'm going to take the underdog. I have a bet on him too. So I got him at plus 120.
Yeah, that's a good line. Yeah, man, I'm with you. Well, no, I'm not with you, but I started off.
I'm with you. So we were the opposite.
Yeah. I started off with Caio Baralo, and he's really good. Like you said, the dude's really well rounded. And then when I went and watched all the film on the Omari Gadzov, dude, this dude's really good. His wrestling, is top notch. His striking's good. He's throwing crazy head kick leg. He's used both legs to throw kicks. Really good striking, and his wrestling is crazy. His wrestling's super crazy, and not only that, but his jiu-jitsu is really crazy. That was what I wanted to see was he gonna have the jiu-jitsu to hang with Barilo, and he does, man. His jiu-jitsu's sick. Second thing I checked out on a couple of his fights was how was his cardio. Cardio sick. He gets a lot of finish, but he fought this other big Russian dude that was undefeated at the time. And man, he took this dude down and he does the Dagestani handcuff. He's got a sick crucifix that he puts on people and can hold them there for minutes. You seen it? He had, I believe, is the knee bar on Dana White's Contender Series. Like, this dude's dangerous, and he's got the cardio to back it up. And I believe like I thought that I was going to be, after watching the Contender Series both fights, I was going to be betting Kai versus whoever he fought when he came into the UFC. But I don't know why they put these two dudes together this early in their career.
These are two really good prospects, I think. And they're gonna, like, usually they don't do that. Like, usually a prospect will fight, you know, an old guy or a bum and see what he can do. And like, no, they're putting up these two guys that are in pretty, like I said, pretty good prospects.
Great. And real high prospects.
Yeah, like high level prospects.
But yeah, man, I'm gonna go with Godzi because I think this fight's gonna play out a lot. Like, Godzi's gonna be able to hold his own standing up. Like, the dude's got good striking. I mean, I do like Baralo striking maybe a little more, but maybe just in the power. You know, he didn't really do much his first Contender Series fight, and in his second one, he knocked that guy out, but that guy was a bum. Yeah. But Omar Gaza,
I was gonna say Aaron Jeffrey should be in the UFC, I think.
Yeah,
that dude's solid.
Yeah, he's good, but it's like Kyle didn't really do much in that fight. That's why he didn't even get the contract. He had to come back and fight that other guy. Well, that's
the thing. Like, that was such a tough fight. Like, those two guys probably should be in the UFC, and like one of them, and you know, there only could be one winner, and the winner didn't even get in the UFC. So it's like, man, like that was kind of a shitty thing to do there. Put two guys up against each other that should be in the UFC. Neither of them get it. And neither of them get it. Like, come on, Dana. So he had to prove himself with a bum, and he did, and that's why he's in the UFC. Right.
But yeah, man, I see this, especially somebody said it too earlier, it's in the smaller cage, the Apex. I believe he's going to be able to land the takedowns. He's got the jiu-jitsu to stay safe. I don't see him getting the finish really, but he's got the jiu-jitsu to stay safe, and he's going to wear on Kyle. I mean, this dude's really, really good. Like, he really is. Like, his wrestling, his striking, and his jiu-jitsu, his cardio, everything checked out for me on the film. So, yeah, man, I took him. I bet him at minus 140 or 35 something, but I put 130 or 140 or 135 or 140 on him to win one unit.
Yeah.
And, it's going to be a good fight, though, man. This is one of them ones that's going to be back and forth, and I hope it don't go to the judges. You know?
Yeah, exactly. So
either way.
Dirty Red said Godzi's reach on UFC stats is 71 inches. So it's only if that's the case.
That makes sense because, dude, there ain't no way he got. Dude, you know what? 67 is like fucking Demetrius Johnson or something. That's what I was saying. It can't be 6'1".
Yeah.
Like, but
so it's still a 4-inch reach advantage. I mean, it's still a pretty good advantage for striking, but I mean, it's not an 8-inch reach advantage. So
sounds like it's pouring outside.
Oh yeah, it's been pouring out here all day. But no tornadoes or anything. But yeah, like I said, this is going to be a good fight with prospects. I don't know why they put them up against each other, but it's co-main event for a reason. I mean, it's weird that you don't see it too often that, you know, newcomers are going to be the co-main events, but this, I mean, it's legit co-main event. I mean, for this card, if you look at it, you're like, ugh.
Yeah. Yeah, Sabo was saying they're fighting in the Apex, and I know Baralo loves this. He uses them push kicks to keep his distance and stuff, but man, in that small cage, it's hard to keep a Dagestani wrestler off you in the Apex, man.
Yep. And then Saba also said, did you know that Kay Hansen got released? I did not. So if that is true, I believe it because she needs to be released.
Yeah, well, I took some of my Piero Rodriguez winnings, and I bought her OnlyFans with some of the Piero.
Nice.
I had to give back. I didn't want to. It's not for me, but
it's not for me. It's for my friend. I promise.
All right. I just did it to be nice. I don't even check it out.
She needs all the help she can get now.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we'll move on up to the main card, which should be a banger. Actually, I'm looking forward to this one. Vince Luque versus Bilal Muhammad.
Deuce. Yep.
Who you got this one? I'll let you go first.
Man, I'm going with boy Vicente Luque. I mean, I don't expect it to be like the first fight. It could, where he knocked him out in the minute, but dude, Vicente Luque is dangerous everywhere. Standing on the ground, he's got 5 Darce chokes in the UFC, dating back to the Ultimate Fighter show. He had one on there, so he's 5 just in the UFC alone. So if he ain't choking your head off because you're trying to take him down, then he's knocking you out standing up. He finishes everybody, including Muhammad. I've never seen him get tired in my life. I've never seen him in a fight tired. I mean, even with the Barbarina war, he finished him with like 7 seconds, 8, 10, 15 seconds left. I like everything about Luque's game, and the dude's a junkyard dog. He's going to fight for your thing. The only thing I don't like, I know about Muhammad obviously has good wrestling. He's got decent striking and all that, but he's not going to be able to strike long with Luque. But it's in the small cage again, and Muhammad, dude, was doing this little tricky shit with Wonder Boy, which I don't think would have mattered because Wonder Boy's too old now, and his takedown defense was just terrible. But he would go out at the beginning of the round, touch gloves, and like push Wonder Boy back, and by that time he's already shooting on him, and in that small cage, like Wonder Boy was already up against the cage. Like Bilal would like kind of run out, take the middle of the ring, touch gloves, boom, shoot his takedown. So, but I hope Luque has an uppercut waiting for him for that. But I'm on Luque. I got 2 units to win 1.2 on him. His calf kick's sick. You seen Bilal was getting beat up with the calf kick by Diego Lima. Just everything he does is good. He's strong. He's tough. He's got great cardio. I know Muhammad obviously has good wrestling, great pace and all that, but he's not dangerous on his feet enough. And I think because if you watch Muhammad versus Jeff Neal is explosive enough and strong enough. He was able to stop most of the takedowns, and even when Bilal got him down, he exploded. He got right back. Like he never accepted the takedown real quick. And I could easily see Bilal sticking his neck out. You know what I mean? Shooting in for some takedown or whatever, and freaking Luque wrapping up that Darce choke. So. But yeah, man, give me Vicente Luque, and it's going to be by finish. I just don't know when or where or how.
Yeah,
I know where. I don't know when or how.
In the Apex. In the Apex. No, I got Luque too, and I'm a big Bilal guy. Like, you know, I'm a big Chicago fan. Like, if a fighter's from Chicago or if they're fighting out of Chicago, I'm all about them. And I like Bilal, but man, this is such a tough fight for him, and the only way he's going to win this fight is if he stays safe for 5 rounds, mind you, not even 3. If he stays safe for 5 rounds and he grinds out a decision, and it's such a tough task for any fighter to win a fight, because Bilal's not a finisher. He doesn't have good submissions. He doesn't he has good wrestling, and he keeps a good pace. Like, he'll be in front of you all 5 rounds, and that's about it. He's hittable, and like, I just think Luque is going to catch him with something in the 2nd round, 3rd round, somewhere around there. And maybe even a Darce choke, like you said, like when he goes when he shoots in for a takedown. Like, Luque is just the more dangerous fighter, and I like Luque's cardio. I know people are saying like he slows down in the fights, but I'm like, no, he keeps his power. He might look like it, but I think he's fine. His cardio.
Yeah. I mean, he knocks people dead at the end of the 3rd. And these are crazy wars that he's in too. Like,
and that's the thing.
If people can last that, most people can't take none of these shots from Luque. If you watch, who was I watching him fight? One of his, Randy Brown. Yeah. And it was in the Apex with no sound, dude. And you could just tell like Luque's like touching him, but not hitting him super hard, but you could hear the thud. Like, you can tell his hands are just so heavy, dude. Yeah. Like, every time he was touching Randy Brown's good, dude. Every time he was touching him, though, it's just like thud. And it wasn't the wind up ones, man. So, and his leg kicks, he was tearing up, Randy Brown's lead leg really bad before he ended up getting that knee knockout. And he's going to be able to do that to Bilal. And that'll take some of Bilal's wrestling away, because Bilal's heavy on his front leg with his, he's got decent boxing himself, but he likes to shoot. So he's just ready. You know what I mean? So
yeah, he'll throw like 1-2 combo and try to shoot. Like, that's what he does. Yeah.
And Lane said Wonder Boy's takedown defense was not good, and it was terrible. And he's older now. And I bet Wonder Boy. And if I would, it makes me mad on certain stuff, because I didn't even factor in that small cage as much as I needed to. Because Wonder Boy's style is like, I need to be bouncing around 15 feet from you. I jump in and dart in.
Exactly.
That's not Luque's style. Luque wants that small cage because he wants to be right in your face, dude. That's what he does to people. He gets in your face and he's just waiting to touch you, and he'll take a shot because his chin is fucking thick. So
I had a bet on Bilal versus Wonder Boy just for that reason, because Wonder Boy needs to keep that range, and Bilal is gonna get in that range.
That's a good bet.
And I'm like, there's just like, it's stylistic. Like, I know who the better fighter is. Let's be real, but stylistically,
in that cage,
it was Bilal. Yeah. Like, I mean, I just didn't see it, and he dominated.
That's a good bet.
Wonder Boy.
Yeah, he did.
But I mean, this fight though, I can't do it. I love Bilal. Like I said, I'm a big Chicago fan fighter, but I just can't do it. I want to, but I was like, nah, I got to bet on Luque too. So if it tells you anything, I think he's going to get the finish though, unfortunately, but it's going to be a great fight though.
And I know the over under is like 4.5, ain't it? And it's like even money.
And it's crazy. And I'm like, I don't want to touch it because I feel like it's a trap.
Yeah, I mean, I feel comfortable with Luque. I mean, I could easily look like a dummy, and he comes out here and just wrestles the shit out of Luque. And if he does that, then he's on his way to getting a title fight, maybe one more fight. But
he might be the next. I wouldn't say Chimaev. I think that's Colby Chimaev next, but whoever, maybe the loser of that fight, you know what I mean? Or the loser.
Shoot, I want to see him. Gilbert Burns would put a beating on Bilal, bro.
Oh,
Gilbert Burns would put them paw. He'll put
destroy.
Because what was Bilal going to wrestle him down? Dude, Chimaev couldn't even wrestle, and then Burns would wrestle Bilal down, in my opinion, and sub him. So, and Burns is throwing heat. I love Burns, dude. That was legendary. I felt good for Burns that night, even in the loss.
I mean, he proved me wrong. Like, I thought like Chimaev was going to come in here and just, I'm not like steamroll by any means, but just get the knockout eventually, just like Usman did, and he did, and he looked really good. He went to war with Chimaev, so But it was a good thing. It was a good thing. Like I said, like we learned a lot about Chimaev, and I have more respect for Chimaev now too. I know he can go through all this stuff, and it's going to be good. Right.
Yeah. So yeah, we both got Luque. I'm gonna get my official bets because I'm gonna have to get heading to work, especially with the rain. But here's my official bets so far: is Vicente Luque 2 units to win 1.2. I got the Nunes Buday combo 1.3 to win 1.75. Then I got the 4-fight parlay: Kianzad, Close, Silva, and Sabatini 1.5 units to win 2.6. So I almost got like 2-to-1 money on that. That's about like 1 plus. Yeah. Plus, and then I got Trey Ogden 1.2 to win 0.9, and then I have Godzi 1.4 to win 1. Nice.
Yeah, all my bets are on my Instagram. I'm not going to go over them. So if you want to check out my bets, just go on my Instagram. It's JohnnyKpicks. But yeah, I'll let you go since you have to go to work. I know it's kind of getting up there, but go ahead and like and subscribe. Blood Money up here. Like the live stream here. If you haven't subscribed, liked my stuff, feel free, check it out.
Hey,
I'm all about it. Yeah, we'll see you, and then we'll be here back next week probably, unless you have to work or something. So
no, actually next week we might do it like maybe try to have to do it like Tuesday. I'm going to Destin, Florida on
you did say
Wednesday.
You were gonna go there.
Yeah, so and I'll be there, but I
could probably do Tuesday if that works better.
Okay, and if not, worst comes to worst, because I got to bring my stuff down there anyways, because I'm gonna have to shoot a video down there if I do it on Sunday. I mean, we might even be able to do it from down there because it'd be a little later at night. It'd be cool. So we'll figure something out. Yeah,
it don't matter to me.
Either one.
Appreciate
everybody stopping by, man.
Yep. Make sure you like everybody or like everything, subscribe to everything. Let's go.
Let's get that money again this week, man. This is gonna be a card if you make the right picks and snipe the right picks, man. You're gonna win some money for sure.
Right on. All right, guys. Take care. Peace out. See you next time.